गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः वर्णानाम् अर्धसङ्घानां रसानां छन्दसामपि मङ्गलानां च कर्तारौ वन्दे वाणी विनायकौ भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरं वन्दे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरुं शङ्कररूपिणं यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्रः सर्वत्र वन्द्यते सीतारामगुणग्राम पुण्यारण्यविहरिणौ वन्दे विशुद्धविज्ञानौ कवीश्वर कपीश्वरौ उद्भवस्थितिसंहार कारिणीं क्लेशहारिणीं सर्वश्रेयस्करीं सीतां नतोऽहं रामवल्लभाम् यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृदैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवां बोधे स्थितिर्षावतां वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिं नानापुराणनिगमागमसम्मतं यद् रामायणे निगदितं क्वचिदन्यतोऽपि स्वान्तसुखाय तुलसी रघुनाथ गाथा भाषानिबन्धमतिमञ्जुलमातनोति भाषानिबन्धमतिमञ्जुलमातनोति रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः. You remember which verse we have to start from?
We did 17 to 20 something.
21.
20 तक कर लिया है.
21.
हाँ स्वामी.
Okay. One moment. We are in Adhyatma Ramayana, Balkand, chapter 1, Ram Hridayam, and we are confirmed verse number 21. So, what are we looking at is, one moment, let me open it up. ये पहले क्यों नहीं किया मैंने? 1 minute, huh? We'll start. 21 we are on. Okay. So last week we saw in the 20th verse we saw Swajnanamapyatmani Shuddha Buddhe Swaropayantiha Nirastamaye. Did we do we talked about verse 20 also or not? We finished. Sansaramevānusaranti te vai putradi sakta purukarma yuktaha. And in the 20th verse, it say, Shankarji's, Mahadevji is saying that those fools and ignorant ones impose their ignorant and stupidity even on the Lord who is beyond delusion and who is most pure and most wise. They consider him to be as ignorant and stupid as themselves. Then जानन्ति नैवम हृदये स्थितं वै चामीकरं कंठगतं यत्. अच्छा, ये पढ़ना है ना हमने अभी. जानन्ति नैवं हृदये स्थितं वै चामीकरं कंठगतं यथाज्ञाः यथा प्रकाशो न तु विद्यते रवौ ज्योतिस्वभावे परमेश्वरे तथा विशुद्ध विज्ञान घने रघुत्तमे अविद्या कथं स्यात् परतः परात्मनि. He says, such lowly fools who are always engrossed in what? Infatuated by wife, opposite sex, sons, children, etc., remain busy in various worldly deeds. What is the various worldly deeds? Satisfying your desires and accumulation of wealth and memories. These are the unwanted deeds, various worldly deeds, as a result of which they always remain dumped in the cycle of birth and death in this mundane, artificial, delusory world. Dekho? So this was the first part, verse 20 we are talking about. So this is where we left, that if, and it's not only Adhyatma Ramana, every scripture is reminding. Why it is reminding? And why we are finding it so difficult to follow these words? Because when we were kids, our foundation was not laid properly. When we were kids, when we were raw, because knowledge makes you ripe. What was the knowledge that ripened? That purpose of life is to get proficient in a profession, get a job, get a good salary, get married, have children, and wait for retirement to begin spirituality. And die a miserable death. This is how we were programmed. See? Because this is what we are seeing around us all the time. Now, how will anyone who is programmed with this, who is only going to school to become a professional? Today I SMSed someone. I said, hey, haven't seen you for a long time. Your daughter must have passed year 12. She said, and what is she doing? She must be in uni now. She must have passed year 12 last year. She says, then she replied. She said, yes, Swamiji, she has passed year 12, but she doesn't want to do college. She started something else, but then she's lost interest in COVID started, so she couldn't go to the classes. She doesn't want to study in front of the computer and sitting online, so she's stopped that also. I don't know. She keeps changing her mind. I don't know what to do. I say, okay, come, we'll go and have a coffee. I'm more interested in you, not your daughter. You see? No foundation. It's not only her, it's us also. Somehow, by God's grace, we came into this satsang. But otherwise, where? Who? Nobody reminds us what our purpose of life is. Nobody tells us. They only say one thing. Happiness means get married. Nobody tells the truth. Huh?
The dharma, artha, kama is taught, but never the moksha.
Never the moksha. Yes, that's right. Absolutely. If these small things which we keep repeating many times, if it clicks and it goes and sits in there, okay, I must always not forget the ultimate goal, which is moksha. Then you follow. So, theek hai, better delayed than never, isn't it? So what is happening? Our foundation is getting laid now with satsang. So we are still young. So, you are getting old? Anyone else getting old? No, हम तो अभी जवान हैं. So get here, because all it requires is one satsang to transform yourself. Nisargadatta Maharaj, he only went to one satsang. 2 years later, he came out of his room a realized master. Very nice to quote. Bloody 14 years we took Bhagavatam. Nothing happened to us. So we are starting another one. Adhyatma Ramayana. See? So, because it has not gone deep, it's not striking, the spark is not lit. Why it is not lit? Because there is too much moisture. Moisture of what?
Maya.
Maya. देखिए क्या माया? फिर? What is the moisture of?
गीला कचरा.
हाँ, गीला कचरा, सूखा कचरा. What is the moisture? The moisture is relationships are गीला कचरा, Swamiji says, and possessions are सूखा कचरा. गीला कचरा, सूखा कचरा, इसी में लगे हुए हैं हम. So what is the moisture? Why it every time a satsang is providing the spark, but why it is not catching fire? Why the mind is not catching fire? Because of the moisture of desires for relationships and the possessions, attachment there. So withdrawal, in spite of living in there. How do you withdraw? अरे नहीं हो रहा, क्या करें? थोड़ा योगा करो, थोड़ा प्राणायाम करो. योगा मीन्स नॉट एक्सरसाइज. प्राणायाम करो, थोड़ा जप करो, अपने आप हो जाता है. 1 or 2 months, that's all. But you have to do it like you have taken on like you are on a war footing. But war footing with love, with devotion, with surrender. Do it for 2 months. You see the transformation. Whatever age you are, doesn't matter. Whatever age you are. उसके लिए भी प्रॉब्लम है. हाँ, शुरू करेंगे. कितने 14 साल निकल गए. वनवास हो गया पूरा. So that was said. Then he says, where are we? In the 21st verse now. He says in the 21st, जानन्ति नैवम हृदये स्थितम वै चामी करम कंठ गतम यथाज्ञा. इतना सुंदर वेद व्यास जी ने लिखा है यहाँ पे. Those ignorant and stupid fools do not recognize that the Supreme Lord is situated in your heart. See? Hridaye sthitam vai. That he is, who are these ignorants? Who are only firstly, they have a doubt whether Lord is or not there, reality is or not there, and secondly, they are attached to the relations and possessions, taking that to be the reality. Such ignorant fools who even doubt the divine, such fools do not recognize that divine Lord is sitting in their own hearts. इसका है ये. Hi Abilin, I just put you on mute, don't mind, because I'm recording. So he says, the Supreme Soul called Ram, who resides in their hearts even as they are not aware of the wooden girdle of beads lying around their necks, which is why they cast slander and doubt on the Lord. What is the doubt and slander? What is the doubt on Lord Ram? What is the slander means? झूठी बात बोलना उसके बारे में. उमा ने भी यही बोला ना. Parvati ji also said the same thing. That she didn't say I have, she said some people, diplomatic. Some people say, like people when they come, problem is theirs. But they say, Swamiji, what in this world, what will happen to those people who are murderers? And are you a murderer? No. Then why you are asking about that? What will happen to the terrorists? They are in heaven. They died with a cause. What about, are you a terrorist? No. Why? They believe that. So they went or didn't go. Who knows? You can't generalize these things. You ask your personal, from your contemplation, whatever is the question coming, you ask. But the question is in their mind. So such people, they doubt the Lord, the presence of the Lord, the reality of the Lord. They even doubt that reality is making them function. Who are these Charvakas? Charvakas believe that body, all the parts have come together and the life has expressed in that body. That is what they believe. Just like you rub two wires, you get a spark. So they say that two parts have, things have come together. For what reason? There is no purpose. What is the purpose? But you have been born. Eat, drink, make merry and die. What about like, is there anything? No. Vedantis say there is no afterlife. Why? Vedantis are meditating and realizing why? Because they don't want the afterlife. I already believe it. Argument you can have. I already believe it. बेवकूफ की कोई कमी नहीं है. And slander, that he hid behind and he shot, he cried for a woman, so on and so forth. So, in other words, Lord Shiva, Shri Mahadev ji is saying that only stupid people, again another way you can put it, ignorant people, yet another way you can put it, people with incomplete knowledge, with lack of faith in their heart, they have these type of doubts, etc. about the presence of the Lord or His reality. And then, as a matter of fact, like darkness cannot exist inside the sun, ignorance too cannot survive or live inside in the presence of or with reference to the most exalted, supreme and absolute God or the Lord Sri Ram, the Parameshwar himself, who is the most exalted and supreme soul. Who is he? He is Purushottam. Who is Purushottam? Narayana. It is that Narayana Purushottam who alone is appearing as Ram. See, it is, so you are looking at a wave and you are saying, it is the same, total, the infinite Lord, the ocean, He alone is appearing in the wave. Is it true or not? Yes. Is the infinite gold alone is appearing in the ornament? Ornament is tiny, one ring, but the infinite gold is expressing through the ring. True statement. Is the infinite space expressing through this house? Truth. Is that infinite Lord alone expressing through everyone? Truth. Now, how it can become our direct experience, that should be our aspiration. If that is the truth, as clearly, distinctly you understand that the infinite space is expressing through the individual house space, infinite gold is expressing through individual ornament, then infinite Lord, infinite consciousness, infinite reality, whatever name you give it, is alone expressing through this equipment. Where's the problem? Where's the problem? Faith is the problem. Lack of faith is the problem. Not faith is not the problem, lack of faith is the problem. So just as darkness cannot exist inside the sun, similarly, when we think of Lord Ram, remember one thing, we do in India, in Sanatana Dharma, in Bharat, we do not do idol worship. What do? We look, our eyes look at the idol, but our heart aspires for the. Our eyes look at the idol, I-D-O-L, but mind and heart aspire for the ideal. You understand? So we are not wanting, there are people, that also freedom is given, that you want a form of the Lord, you can, some of them, but majority, devotees, they aspire for the ideal. They want to be like Ram, they want to have the qualities of that Ram, or if it is the reality, they want the Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta Swarup, that nature they want. So that is the ideal, isn't it? So in this manner, who is the most exalted and supreme soul, which is Purushottama, called Sri Ram, who is the best in the Raghu clan, who is beyond nature. So here when he says, Naho na ratrihi savitur yatha bhavet, that is, darkness cannot, the night cannot be in the sun. Prakasha rupya vyabhicharata kvachit, and similarly, the Supreme Lord, Sri Ram, the Purushottam, he is of the nature of light, and therefore there is no ignorance possible in him. Jnanam tatha jnanam idam dvayam harau rame katam sthasyati shuddha chidghane. So they say, who is beyond nature and who is the treasury of the or abode of the most purest of knowledge, that is jnana, tatha jnanam idam dvayam. Jnanam idam idam dvayam means nature, dvayam means duality, duality is the world, and who is he? He is of the knowledge of that also, he is beyond it also. नहीं मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, why suddenly I have gone into the, did we read this 23? नहीं तो मैं गलत में जा रहा हूँ, I am reading that and suddenly getting confused in that. So यथा प्रकाशो न तो विद्यते रवौ ज्योतिष स्वभावे परमेश्वरे तथा विशुद्ध विज्ञान घने रघुत्तमे. विशुद्ध विज्ञान घने, घने means homogeneous, without any break, continuous, भर दिया पूरी तरह से. This house is Akasha Ghane. There is no place in this house where there is no space. Is there a break between this room space and that room space? No. You say there is a wall, but you try looking at the wall. If you have the equipment, it is also pervaded by the space alone. So there is no break in the continuity of the space, but it seems it is a house space. Similarly, our Lord also is the Vijnana Ghane, Vishuddha Vijnana. What is this Vishuddha Vijnana? Vishuddha Vijnana is thought-free knowledge. Thought-free knowledge. शुद्ध ज्ञान, here he says विशुद्ध ज्ञान, जो कुछ भी विशेष शुद्धि, विशेष शुद्धि means extremely pure and extremely knowledgeable and homogeneous mass of knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is nothing but consciousness. It's another way of putting it. And who is he? He is the one from the Raghukul, Raghuttame, avidya katham syat parata paratmani. And he, avidya katham syat parata, avidya is what you call ignorance, and paratmani is para atmani. So what is atma? Atma is consciousness at individual level. What is paratmani? He is the Aurobindo used to say, he is the super conscious, supreme consciousness. So who is Paratmani? If water wave is individual, if water is a wave is an individual water, ocean is total water. What is water itself? It is Paratmani. So if you take Ram is like ocean, but who is ocean? It's Ishvara. Who is Ishvara? Who knows what his essence is? It is Paratmani. Paratmani means beyond, it is that one which is beyond the individual consciousness, Paratmani. Or some places they even take it as Paramatmani. So here in this manner, where are we? Vishuddha Vijnana Ghane Raghuttame avidya katham syat parata paratmani. Parata means beyond. He is the embodiment of enlightenment, he is the embodiment of knowledge, and in him the ignorance cannot express even an iota, just as darkness cannot express even an iota, not even a speck of darkness can express in the sun in that manner. Now, reading the next one, 22 and 23. Yatha hi chakshna brahmata gruhadikam vinashta drushter brahmativa drushyate tathaiva dehendriyaka turatmanah krute paredhyasya jano vimuhyati naho naratri savitur yatha bhavet प्रकाश रूपाव्यभिचारतः क्वचित् ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञानमिदं द्वयं हरौ रामे कथं स्थास्यति शुद्धचिद्घने. Again the word chidghane is coming. Chid, consciousness, ghane is homogeneous mass of consciousness. So here what does he say? Yatha hi chakshana brahmata gruhadikam vinashta drushter brahmativa drushyate. Examples are being presented. Even as the walls of a room and other objects seem to go round and round in circles in front of the eyes when one spins around, the people similarly accuse the Atma, soul, for the good or bad effects of deeds done by their bodies and sense organs, and thereby get trapped in a vortex of illusion. So, we have all experienced, what have we experienced? When we go round and round, parikrama around ourselves, what happens then? The brain loses the idea of the center of gravity. Then what happens? You stop, but the walls, the world is still going on around. How come? The world is still. You went around, but you are still, and the world is going around. How come? We, as child, we must have asked this question. But thing is, when we asked that question to हमें एक थप्पड़ पड़ता था सीधे. फालतू के क्वेश्चन मत पूछ. फालतू के क्वेश्चन मत पूछ. But that itch, that why is it happening? Then after that, studies, mathematics, physics, chemistry, we forgot about that particular point. That why, when I am still, the world is still going on around. It's still swimming around I can observe it with my open eyes that it is swimming around. Why? Nobody questions it consistently to find out what is hidden there, what is the knowledge hidden there, what is the secret there. What is that? It is because of the hello year 11. Why is it going around? Never thought.
Centrifugal force.
Correct. Same reason why Earth is going on around the sun. Sun is still. All the planets are going around. The center of our galaxy is still. All the other galaxy, the stars, and they are all going on around. So what is still in us? There is something which is still. What is the center? That we have not found. Can you see your body going around? You can see the world going around. But can you see your body going around? Is it going around? Right now, is it going around? That is the shortcoming in our vision. Body is also going around right now. It's continuously changing. It's continuously fluctuating. But we don't have the eyes to see it. We don't have the eyes to see it. Everything in this nature is changing right now. You just created another, you tell something more if I'm missing. ठीक है, उतना काफी है.
It's the blood circulation.
Huh?
The body, the blood circulation by itself.
Yeah, so
But
it's,
blood will not make you feel that way. Blood will not make you feel that way. Your sense of bearing, whether you are driving, whether you are walking, with everything, is only because your attention is on some stationary object. Then you get your sense of bearing. But when you are going round and round and round, now your attention is not on any stationary object. You lose the sense of bearing, and what seemed to be stationary is seeming to be changing. Anyway, so same way here, he's just taking, unnecessarily I indulged in it, but he's taking that example. Similarly, people also think that Atma, here he's taking the Atma as soul, because people have this this idea that when a person dies, when the body dies, something leaves the body and goes and takes another birth, goes to heaven, or goes to take another birth, and so on. So here, remember, we are in the Ram Hridayam, we are Adhyatma Ramayana. So he is saying that people similarly accuse the Atma for the good and bad effects of the deeds done. Accuse the Atma. It's like accident you do, but you blame the traffic. Correct? Exam you give, but you didn't write. What did you write? You wrote some unshunt karke aa gaye. But you blame the examiner. Why did he give a difficult question? Why did he not correct properly? Why did he not know that I am a devotee of the Lord? He should give me more marks. I attend satsang. This is stupid. You gave there to give exam on physics. You write the physics answer, man. This is what happens. See? So, who is moving? Where is movement? We saw when body is still, world is also moving around. Have we stilled ourselves enough to watch that when we are still, the body, even on the seat of meditation, body is the changing, body is in the flux, the body is in the is fluctuating. For that, you need to calm down, you need to slow down. Or next step, have you come to that center? Have you stilled yourself to this extent that you can watch the breath is continuously oscillating in, out, in, out, in, out? Have you quietened yourself to such an extent that we are able to observe our mind oscillating? Thought, no thought, thought, no thought, thought, no thought, thought, no thought. Have we become quiet enough to watch that every day, waking, sleep, waking, sleep, waking, sleep, going on? This oscillation on a daily level, this is the scheme. Where is this happening? Where is waking, dream, deep sleep happening? Is it happening in you, or is it happening in the mind? Where is thinking happening? Is it happening in you, or is it happening in the mind? Where is breath happening? Is it happening in you, or the nose is breathing in and out? Is the shifting of the body or swaying of the body, is it happening in you, or is it happening at the body level? Are you walking, or the body is walking? Are you seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, or the five senses are seeing, hearing, touching, feeling? Are you thinking, or the mind is thinking? Are you conceptualizing, or is the intellect conceptualizing? Are you changing, or the mind, the waker, dreamer, sleeper, these are concepts of the intellect, they are coming and going. So intellect is fluctuating by way of waking, dream and deep sleep. You say, no, I am the waker, I am the dreamer, I am the sleeper. Then who is watching that these three are coming every day and going every day? So you say, I am watching. If you are watching, then you cannot be the waker, dreamer, sleeper. Just as man is the unchanging one, and husband comes and goes, son comes and goes, father comes and goes, brother comes and goes, employee comes and goes, but man doesn't come and go. So to impose all the aspirations and frustrations of all these roles of father, brother, son, employee on the man, is it not wrong? To take on these imaginary roles, problems and aspirations to be yours, is it not wrong? No, it is very difficult, we can't give it up. But you do. When you dream, you have a wonderful wife, wonderful children. When you wake up, you forget them. Do you go to the same wife every day? In the dream? No. Why should I say only wife? Do you go back to the same body in the dream? Every time, every day, you have a different body. Sometimes in one dream you can have many different bodies. Isn't it? So, who is the constant one? Who is the unchanging one? Because if you are knower, if I know you all, you can come and go. I am the same. You are coming and going. My attention is going to you, then her, then her. Same way with the roles. Same way with the waker, dreamer, sleeper. So, we never come to that point that, hey, which one am I? So here he is saying that the fools, they consider the soul, they blame the soul, they condemn the soul, they accuse the soul, meaning the Atma, for the good and bad deeds done by the equipment. If car is going wrong, do you blame yourself? No, some part in the car has gone wrong, so you will go down, change the tire and continue on your journey. If it is not working properly, you will get it serviced, again continue on your journey. But do you say, oh, car has had a flat tire, oh, I have a flat tire. Do you say that? Anyway, some people look like tires, that's different. So, we don't identify with the car because we know it is a vehicle to take us somewhere and it has a purpose. Do we know that this body, breath, mind, intellect is a vehicle? And the journey is of the vehicle. Person has no journey. The ego is in the vehicle. The Atma, the soul, the consciousness, it is not the ego. Who is ego? The father who does not exist but is there. The brother who is not there but is there. The son who is not there but seems to be there. The employee, there is no new. All these roles put together, the one who says I am all these roles is called the ego. So one who says, now go back one step, the one who says I am the waker also, I am the dreamer also, I am the sleeper also, is the ego. But one who says, yeah, I am observing these three come and go every day, I think I am other than them. Suddenly ego has melted and you are the pure conscious, you are the consciousness, you are the untouched one, you are the constant one. You are the one who has never changed. What has changed? Waker has come and gone with the waking body. Dreamer has come and gone with the dream body and the dream world. And deep sleep, where nothing is there. To catch this, he is telling, Lord Shiva is telling, that for the good and bad effects of the deed done by their bodies and sense organs, and thereby get trapped in in a vortex of illusions. What is illusion? It's a matrix. Matrix, what is matrix? Explain by your science. What is matrix? You have seen matrix? It's not a box.
Rows and columns.
What is that?
Rows and columns.
Rows and columns. Okay. What are you wearing? Clothes. Clothes are made out of fabric. Fabric is made out of? Huh? Can you get fabric made out of threads which are all going straight, or you need a matrix of threads? Only then fabric will come. Right? So what are you wearing? You are wearing thread, or are you wearing fabric, or are you wearing a dress?
Thread matrix.
One and all. Question, we never think this way, isn't it? So in the essence, this cloth that I am wearing is nothing but thread. But what is this thread? Going crisscross. Going crisscross. What is illusion? Consciousness going crisscross. What is a wave? Water going crisscross. Creates a wave. Everything is water only. But when water hits itself, as if, plays with itself, as if a new thing is created, as if, and that is called a wave. So what is this life? What is this body? What is this mind? What is this intellect? Consciousness playing with itself, crisscross, mind gets created. Mind getting crisscrossed because duality, it goes crisscross, immediately the world is created in all its hue and color. Think about it. And get trapped in the vortex of illusions. Now, what is vortex? Vortex is a like a whirlpool. It is conical, and like in a whirlpool, if a blade of grass is it falls down from a tree, or what you are nodding? How can a blade of grass fall from a tree? Then leaf will fall from a tree. So then why you are nodding? A leaf falls from a tree and finds itself on the periphery of the whirlpool, it gets sucked into it. And when it is getting sucked into it, it screams, I want freedom, I don't want to go down, I don't want to die, I don't want to go, because it looks down, there is only darkness there. How deep it goes, it doesn't know. We also get into the vortex. Phobia is a vortex of your mind. Thought fixations are vortexes of your mind. Waking is another waking experience with the waker and the waking world. Waking body is one vortex of your intellect. Dream, another vortex, another whirlpool. Deep sleep, another whirlpool. In the waking, oh, my darling wife, another vortex. Can't live without her. Think day in and day out. Then child, another vortex. Job, another vortex. And we get, just like that leaf, it will somewhere along the way, it will be thrown out of one whirlpool, and suddenly next one is waiting. Aja, oh, it has got no choice. It gets pulled into the next whirlpool. Again it goes, and suddenly it gets free from that whirlpool. Oh, by God's grace, I am free. The moment he says, by God's grace, again next one catches him. We are also doing that. We are also few moments of peace. And other majority of the moments only striving, surviving, aspiring, agitating, fearful. These are all different vortexes. So be careful, be attentive here that people think when they take the actions done by the body, breath, mind, intellect to be their actions, they fall into vortex of illusions. A very simple one, if right now you are listening to satsang and if I talk about, and your darling wife is another vortex, and suddenly you start thinking, yeah man, how did I fall in love with her? Oh, and then I had sleepless nights, then I eventually got married, now I have 2 kids, my God, what a journey. Vortex. Because you missed the satsang. I was talking about something, but you have gone into reverie. Your mind is just one thought, wife. Your mind got sucked into that thought, wife, and you imagine so many different things, and suddenly you come, and then and you again when you come back to reality where you are, दिख जाता है आंखों में सब कुछ. See, they are misled to think that their Atma is soul. Atma or soul is doing those deeds and is therefore responsible for its fruit or rewards. Are you responsible for the breakup of the car, breakdown of the car? Are you responsible for the puncture in the car? Are you responsible for the empty tank? No, it got used up, that's all. Why you beat yourself up? And this is what we are doing with regards to, because we have taken ourselves to be the mind, we have taken ourselves to be the concepts, we have taken, very simply put, concepts, we have taken ourselves to be the waker. So everything that is happening in the waking, we have taken it to be us, and we beat ourselves up. It is my duty, I have to do this, I have to do that, if I don't do this, what will happen? And create a storm inside. That storm is the illusion. That storm is for the ego, not for you. The fact is quite the contrary. Then in the 23rd is Naho na ratri savitur yatha bhavet prakasha rupa प्रकाश रूपा व्यभिचारतः क्वचित् ज्ञानम तथा ज्ञानमिदं द्वयं हरौ रामे कथम स्थास्यति शुद्ध चिद्घने. He says, even as the splendor and illumination of the sun is never violated, undermined, and there is no distinction between day and night with it, that means the sun has got no distinction between day and night, because from its point of view, sun's point of view, there is no day, and from sun's point of view, there is no night. Why? It is self-illumined. It is self-illumined. What is day and night? Is day and night a reality? Anubhav, is day and night a reality? Is it true? For us, yes. No, for whom? Good. Simple answer. It is true for us and not true for God. Very simple answer. But clear answer. वो नहीं बोला. Straight answer दिया. See? So from sun's point of view, there is no day or night. From sun's point of view, there is no sunrise or sunset. From gold's point of view, there is no ornament. From water's point of view, there is no ocean and there is no wave. From space point of view, there is no north, south, east, west, etc. Isn't it? Now take the same example, continue. From Atma or the consciousness point of view, there should be no waker, dreamer, sleeper. Huh? Same thing is going on. What is day and night? It has a beginning, it stays for some time, it goes away. What is night? It has a beginning, it stays for some time, it goes away. Sunrise and sunset has a beginning and has an end. Isn't it? Waking, does it have a beginning? Yes. Does it stay for some time? Yes. Does it end? Yes. Dreamer has a dream, it has a beginning, it stays for some time, it has an end. Sleep, it has a beginning, it stays for some time, it has an end. So, what is the rule now? Everything that has a beginning and end is an illusion. See, systematically if you think, so now find out in you what is having a beginning and what is having an end. Body has a beginning, body has an end. Breath has a beginning, breath has an end. Thought has a beginning, thought has an end. Emotions have a beginning, emotions have an end. Concepts have a beginning, concepts have an end. Isn't it? Do you feel you have a beginning and you have an end? Father has a beginning. Child was not, how come? First, husband. Husband has a beginning. Only when he got married, he began. He was man before. But husband began when he got married. If there is a divorce, husband has an end. Many people marry a second time. So, second beginning, again end. Same way with children. Father, child is born, father begins. Before father was not absent. So, but which one are you? If all these are having a beginning and an end, waking is having a beginning and end, dream is having a beginning and end, sleep is having a beginning and end, are you feeling that you have a beginning and end? Do you feel that you are absent between waking and dream? Or between dream and sleep? Or between sleep and waking? Or you were always, and you know that these three are coming and going on a daily basis. So you are the constant one. But what are we doing? How are we living? Totally contrary to this knowledge. Totally contrary to being the constant one. अब ये सोचने वाली बात है. You ruminate over it, you brood over it, you contemplate over it. But don't do it for 1 second. Do it for some extended period of time where there is no disturbance around, so that it hits its mark deep in your heart and mind. Then transformation will happen. Suddenly your vision, then you will not forget it. एक बार deep conviction हो गया, then you don't need to remind yourself again and again. Even as the splendor and illumination of the sun is never violated, and there is no distinction between day and night with it, for it remains uniformly illuminated throughout day and night, how can both Gyan, which is light of knowledge, wisdom or enlightenment, and Agyan, darkness or ignorance, stupidity, illusions and doubts, live or exist simultaneously in Sri Ram, who is the treasure or fount of pure consciousness? So just like light and darkness cannot remain in sun, similarly knowledge and ignorance cannot remain in pure consciousness. That Purushottama who is Sri Ram, and that Sri Ram, that Purushottama, that infinite reality, he is in your heart. He is the Atma. Because he says he is the Atma in everyone. When Parvati ji asked, that's what she said, na? So what does this statement imply? This statement implies Ramchandra ji is beyond conceptualization. Concepts can function only in nature, only in equipment. Concept is of the intellect. Intellect is an equipment. You are not the intellect. Intellect is something that you are using to make decisions. So, but what are you saying? I am convinced, I am doubtful. I have knowledge, I am ignorant. But intellect is knowledgeable, gains the knowledge. Intellect says I don't know it. But you are not like that. So by contemplating on Lord Ram, what will happen? The ideal of Lord Ram is constant knowledge, which is beyond knowledge and ignorance. That is what is told here. And therefore, who is this? Jnanam tatha jnanam idam dvayam harau Rame katham sthasyati shuddha chidghane. Rame katham sthasyati. Thasya is established in chidghana, homogeneous consciousness. That's what he is. Who is the treasure and the fount of? Here it's saying in a different way. Continuing in the 24th verse. तस्मात् परानन्दमये रघुत्तमे विज्ञानरूपे हि न विद्यते तमः अज्ञानसाक्षिण्य रविन्दलोचने मायाश्रयत्वान्न हि मोहकारणम् अत्र ते कथयिष्यामि रहस्यमपि दुर्लभम् सीताराममरुत्सूनु संवादम मोक्ष साधनम. अच्छे पॉइंट पे आके रोक दिया. तस्मात् देयरफॉर परानंदमये रघुत्तमे विज्ञान रूपे हि न विद्यते तमः. Therefore, there is not even a fraction of ignorance, confusion or doubt in Sri Ram. There is not even an iota, not even one dot, minuscule about doubt, ignorance and confusion. And if Ramchandra ji is expressing as Atma in us, does it behove us to have doubt, confusion and ignorance? I'm not talking about world, about our own essence. Should we have doubt? No. So somewhere our equation is going wrong about ourselves. I'm not talking about the world, about yourself. You can't fix the world. You try to fix the world to fix yourself, it will never happen. You fix yourself, world will automatically fix itself. See? You don't, when you are going round and round and round and you stop and the house is still going round and round, you don't catch the house and make it still. What do? You make yourself still, maybe just take one anti-clockwise round and everything becomes okay. So you worked on yourself, you didn't work on the world. But what do people do? They want to fix the world and then think that they will be happy. They never go to fix themselves. And what is fixing yourself? To recognize that Sri Ramachandra ji is the Chidghana, he is the pure consciousness, and he is alone expressing as the individual consciousness. And in him there is not even a fraction of ignorance, doubt or confusion. Therefore, in me also there cannot be any ignorance, doubt or confusion as regards myself, who I am. It should not be. Who can present this knowledge to me? Who can? Right now you don't know. Then how will you? Is it by reading the books? Is it by looking at the TV serial? Is it by looking at your family? No. It is by accepting, only accepting, without a thought, accepting that just as waking, dream, deep sleep are coming and going, just as in the sun there is no darkness or light, there is no sunrise or sunset, similarly, I am that in whom there is no waking, dream, and deep sleep. I am that who is beyond the body, breath, mind, intellect. How that is to make it for that knowledge to stick, for it to reveal, it will take time. But first get convinced. Why? Scriptures are saying so. Why? The saints and sages are saying so. Why? Mahadev is saying so. Mahadev is saying so. And when I told you this story, what did I say Uma is? Parvati ji. Who is Uma? When we take it subjectively, she is our mind. Who is Shiva? He is the total mind, or the Atma, soul of the universe, a cosmic person, if you want to say that way. So, mind can never come to know, therefore mind is asking. So, what are the type of thoughts that must come in our mind? These are the type of thoughts. Now, program yourself to such an extent that this knowledge comes while listening, not after. But now I'll listen, I'll think about it later, gone. Now, that's why we keep doing the satsangs again and again and again. Which one will click and finish us off completely? Continuing, where are we? अज्ञान साक्षिण्य विंदलोचने माया श्रयत्वान्न ही मोह कारणम. Confusion or doubt in Sri Ram, who is an embodiment of supreme bliss, para anandamaye is supreme bliss, peace and tranquility, meaning the same, who is a treasury of enlightenment and true knowledge. Vijnana rupe is he is the embodiment of true knowledge, who is a witness of existence of, who is a witness of to the existence of ignorance. Ajnana sakshine, ajnana sakshine. Now, see, how can you be sakshi of the ajnana? Is just a language. Is sun the witness of night? Ignorance will be night, knowledge will be day, light and darkness. Is the sun witness to both? Is the sun witness to day and night?
It doesn't exist.
Huh? From sun's point of view, it does not exist. From your point of view, because you want to explain what is your experience, that sun is unaffected by day and night. Sun is unaffected by knowledge and ignorance. Correct? From sun's point of view, it is not there. But from relative level, he is the witness, and sun, day and night come and go every day. He is not affected. Are you not the same? Are you not the same? Every moment, doubt comes, then solution comes, then doubt comes, then solution comes, doubt comes, and solution comes. Thought comes, no thought comes, thought comes, no thought comes. Whole day it is going on. Thought, day. No thought, night. Total day and waking and dream is full of thoughts. Deep sleep is no thought. Don't you know that? on a daily basis. Right now also, as I am speaking, I stopped speaking for 5 seconds, but you are still there. You knew, no other thought was going on in your mind, but you were there. So you are the witness to the appearance of the thought, you are the witness to the disappearance of the thought. So when it talks about knowledge and ignorance, it is the thought knowledge, and absence of thought knowledge is called absence of knowledge or ignorance. Understand? So therefore they are saying here, Sri Ram is the one who is the witness of knowledge and ignorance. You cannot understand this statement if you don't apply it like this. Because some point of view तो ऐसे तो अपने ऊपर apply करो फिर पता चलता है. So then he says, who Maya Traya Ajnana Sakshine Aravinda Lochane. Aravinda Lochane, he is the lotus-eyed one, and since he is the creator and therefore the lord of Maya delusions, the latter cannot attract or trap him or entangle him in itself. Who is the creator of Maya? The Lord, Sri Ram. Now take example. The space, without space, could house be constructed? Does the space feel it is trapped? No. Does the wind feel it is trapped? No. Does the gold feel it is trapped in an ornament? No. Does the water feel it is trapped in a wave or ocean? No. Why do you feel you are trapped in this body? Forget in this body. I am trapped in being a father. I am trapped in being a mother. I am trapped in being an employee. I am trapped in being a waker, dreamer, sleeper. There is no end of entrapments. Think it's a different way of, different approach altogether. It's all flip side. You can't look at the way, when you are reading this, you cannot look at the world the way you are looking. Because our focus is not on the world, our focus is on Sri Ram, who is the consciousness in our heart. And unless and until we are not subjective towards that, that we are that consciousness, he is the one. Just as I am speaking right now, I know this equipment called mouth, it's a unspoken recognition that mouth is speaking, mind is formulating, the intellect is coming up with ideas, and it's automatically, it's all going on. Why? The program has been put in by the world, or the intellect has taken in the program. But I'm watching all this is going on right now. See? So there he says, so who is Ishvara? Ishvara is the creator. Who is the creator? Who is the master of his potency? Who is the master of his Maya? Who is the master of his potentiality? What is the nature of potentiality? Matrix. What another word for matrix? Yes, crisscross. Another word for crisscross, illusion, mithya. Another word for it, that which seems to be there but is not there. Sunrise and sunset seem to be there but actually are not there. Father, mother, daughter, sister, these roles seem to be there but there is no one, only man or woman. But roles seem to be there. So who is miserable? The roles, not the actual person. Similarly, where is all activity? All activity is in the Maya, Maya at individual level, the potentiality at individual level. What is the potentiality? The mind. Where is all activity? Mind. What is the activity? Thought activity. Desire is in the mind. It's not in the spirit. Desire is in the mind. Past is in the mind. Future is in the mind. I am the body is in the mind. I have to do something in the mind. I was born is in the mind. I have to survive is in the mind. I have to make a living is in the mind. I have to give a lecture is in the mind. I have to listen. I have to aspire. I have to realize. It is all in the mind only. And what have we taken ourselves to be? This mind I am. And therefore, we are miserable. What have you taken yourself to be? You have taken yourself to be the phenomena. Who is the Lord? Who is the witness of the phenomena. He doesn't get affected by the phenomena. Because of that phenomena, that infinite gets a form. Ram. Because of that Shakti called Sita or that Ishvara, he got the form because of the Maya. Because the form is only in the mind. If there is no mind, there is no form. Why not only form? There is no space, there is no time, there is no objectivity if there is no mind. See? It's deep. The numbers कितने हैं देखो एक मिनट. अच्छा. Full house. I thought it's so deep, maybe people are going to sleep and they will not come to the class. They are coming. See, this is the foundation of Adhyatma Ramayana, the first chapter. That's why we are chanting every class. Oh Parvati, he is telling Parvati. Parvati is the illusion. Parvati is the potency. She had doubt. She asked Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he doesn't get affected. But he cannot say, I don't get affected. Therefore he says, I meditate on Ram. Wise person. You should also do the same. Because if you say, I am master of my mind, it will take you for a big long ride. You will not even come to know. Then what you should do? You should hold on to something. Who? The mind. Oh Parvati, on this subject, I shall tell you the conversation between Sita, Sri Ram and Hanuman, which is medium instrument of attaining emancipation and salvation, and which is great secret and very difficult to know. So now he is going to tell I think it is the story. So here in Adhyatma Ramayana, in the first chapter itself, Lord Shiva is going to give a synopsis of the entire Ramayana to Parvati ji. And what is the purpose? Purpose is to bring out the divinity of Sri Ram. To bring out the divinity, not anything else. Pura Ramayane Ramo Ravanam Devakantakam Hatvarane Ranashlaghi Saputra Balavahanam Sitaya Sah Sugriva Lakshmanabhyam Samanvitaha Ayodhyamagamadhramo Hanumat Pramukhairvrutaha Abhishikta Parivruto Vasishthadyayr Mahatmabhihi Simhasane Samasinaha Koti Surya Samapravaha. Lord Shiva, because he is his Ishta, Lord Ram is the Ishta of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is clear that Ram himself is the Purushottama Narayana, so there is no question of any doubt. See, just like saints and sages or Shirdi Sai Baba, if the dog eats, he feels full. He has got no doubt that me and the dog are one. See? But we are not like that. Mothers are like that, men are not. Why? If the child is full, mother feels satisfied. If the child has rested, mother feels satisfied. Not grown up children, only small ones. Not so grown up. Huh? So, Lord Shiva, he is very clear. And therefore, now, with great devotion, with great reverence, that was all the what he just told was the bhumika. Bhumika is, he was laying the foundation so that, what is that?
Stage.
He was setting up the stage for Parvati to feel what he is feeling in his heart with respect to Sri Ram. Because without this, all these words which were used in 23 verses, how could he communicate to her who Ram is? Because he already told, I cannot speak about him, he is beyond words, he is beyond mind. Yet he is using all these words to show her the greatness of Sri Ram. So here he says, where are we? Pura Ramayane Ramo Ravanam Devakantakam Hatvarane Ranashlaghi Saputra Balavahanam. So, in an earlier times, during one of Sri Ram's incarnations, now you will understand, Sri Ram incarnation, another incarnation. Sri Ram to abhi 20,000 years ago he came. They say, so how has Sri Ram taken birth again and again? Yes. Has Sri Krishna taken birth again and again? Yes. How is that possible? Has Ved Vyasji taken birth again and again? Yes. Has the day and night taken birth again and again? Yes. Has sunrise and sunset taken birth again and again? Yes. Has the waker taken birth again and again? Yeah. From childhood today, tomorrow again he will take birth. Is the waker tomorrow's waker today's waker? No. But it seems to be the same, isn't it? But the experience are not the same, the body is not the same, the thoughts are not the same, the world is not the same, everything has changed. But he thinks he is the same. This is illusion. This is stupidity. You see? सोचने का मजा है. सोचना है तो ऐसे सोचो. तो now see, Ramchandra ji has taken birth again and again. What does it signify?
Change is constant.
Change is constant. Okay. What more? Put it in another way. No, that is okay. That is not the purpose here. Repetition. Okay. What else?
It's continuous one.
Huh?
It's continuous one. Lord is continuous.
Lord, you are saying or some girl is saying? Lord is continuous. Yes, Lord is continuous. Then if he is continuous, how can he take birth again and again?
He appears.
No, he appears, we understand. I am asking for a principle behind it. What is the principle behind all this? If Lord is Ramchandra ji, if Lord Ram has taken avatar again and again as Ram, if Krishna has taken incarnation again and again as Krishna, if Ved Vyasji has taken incarnation again and again as Ved Vyasji, the Sapta Rishi, the Manasputras of the Brahmaji and Daksha and Manu and Shatarupa, they have taken birth again and again in every cycle of creation. What does it signify?
Matrix.
Huh? No.
Never a time they were absent.
Okay, there is never a time they were absent. What else?
Each devotees, it depends upon each devotees when they representing Ram. Or
No. Devotee की तो बात ही नहीं है ना यहाँ पे. I am asking you for principle.
It's the Leela that he's trying to.
लीला भी छोड़ दो.
It's going in circular.
Ah. It is cyclical. That another way of putting it, there is nothing new in this creation. All this has happened many times before. So here is just showing once before when Sri Ram had taken incarnation. Means he is not saying the last incarnation. Once. How did Ved Vyasji write Puranas? Remember? I have explained it many times, but question is if you remember. Puranas are 18 Puranas, isn't it? Which were written by Ved Vyasji when? Before the beginning of Kali Yuga. How did he write it?
Smriti.
Yeah, it is. What does it mean?
From memory.
From memory. Memory from where? From past life. When you remember, what do you remember? Yesterday. Yesterday is past life for you. So for him, Ved Vyasji, he was there before. Ramchandraji was there before. So Ved Vyasji, every cycle of creation, Ved Vyasji writes up the Puranas. Every cycle of creation, Kali Yuga comes. Every Kali Yuga, before every Kali Yuga, Puranas have to be written. Who will write? Ved Vyasji will write. How will he remember? No. Naradji comes, reminds him, Chatushloki Bhagavad. Then he remembers, अच्छा यार, अब तो time जल्दी आ रहा है, चलो. How do I do it? He meditates. Remember, everything is downloaded from the past, and he writes it in the present context. See? This is how it is. There is nothing new in this creation. Ram is not new, Krishna is not new. You are not new because every day you are there. Everything is what? What is the word for it? Recycled. Everything is recycled. Now, what is recycled? Can consciousness be recycled? No. Consciousness is always the same. Then what is recycled?
Forms and
The idea of consciousness as Ram, idea of consciousness as, or expression of consciousness as Krishna, that is, and what is that? Phenomena. That is recycled. That is. So, your mind is getting recycled every day. Every day is something new. So, understand it. So, in the earlier times, earlier era, where are we? Pura Ramayane Ramo Ravanam Deva Kantakam. During one of Sri Ram's incarnation, when he had slayed the demon Ravana, who was like a thorn for the gods, along with his son, army and mounts, had then returned to Ayodhya accompanied by Sita, Sugriv, Lakshman, Hanuman and other monkeys. Sitaya Hatva Rane Ranashlaghav Saputra Balavahanam, meaning Ravan and his Kumbhakaran and Meghnad and his army and his animals. Then he came back with whom? Sitaya Saha Sugriva Lakshmanabhyam Samanvitaha. Just took this name. Ayodhya Magamadramo Hanumat Pramukhair Vrutaha. So here he says that he returned to Ayodhya along with all these, and among them, what is that? Hanumat Pramukhair Vritaha. And who was the most important? Hanuman. Or we can say Pramukha, here when it is written, all these important people were with him when he came. Then Abhishiktah Parivritaha Vasishtadyair Mahatmabhihi Simhasane Samasinaha Koti Surya Samaprabha. He was crowned there as the emperor of Ayodhya and surrounded by Vasishtha and other sages. Vasishtadyair Mahatmabhihi. Mahatmabhihi, many other Mahatmas and saints and sages. And Simhasane Samasinaha, he sat on the throne and Koti Surya Samaprabha, and looked like a splendorous sun sitting on that throne. This is the picture that Lord Shiva is presenting in front of Parvati ji. Because how does mind function? By name and it needs a support of name and form. Parvati is the total mind, unmanifest. Here she is the one who's asking. So he is giving her a picture. What is that? Of the Ayodhya, the Raj Darbar, and Ramchandra ji is sitting on his throne like a resplendent sun. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyato bhanti kutoyam agni tameva bhantam manubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Surrounded by whom? All these Sugriv, Sita, Lakshmana, Hanuman, Bharat, and the sage Vashishta, Vishwamitra, and all other saints and sages, the entire gathering. And who is in the middle of them shining? Shri Ram. बोलते बोलते सब बाल खड़े हो जाते हैं. देखो ये पहली पिक्चर, फर्स्ट पिक्चर he is presenting to the mind of Parvati ji. We are presenting it to our mind. We'll just do these two and then conclude. दृष्ट्वा तदा हनुमन्तं प्राञ्जलिं पुरतस्थितं कृतकार्यं निराकाङ्क्षं ज्ञानापेक्षं महामतिं रामः सीतामुवाचेदं ब्रूहि तत्त्वं हनूमते निष्कल्मषोऽयं निष्कल्मषोऽयं ज्ञानस्य पात्रं नो नित्य भक्तिमान. दृष्ट्वा तदा हनुमन्तं प्राञ्जलिं पुरतः स्थितं कृतकार्यं निराकाङ्क्षं ज्ञानपेक्षं महामतिम. At that time Hanuman, दृष्ट्वा तदा हनुमन्तं, तदा then, दृष्ट्वा having seen Hanumantam, Pranjalim Purata Sthitam, who had finished all the jobs assigned to him and did not want anything in return as a reward for his services. Again, quality is being told. How should we be praying to the Lord? How should we be contemplating on the divine? Wanting nothing in return. Please give me revelation. नहीं होएगा. चाहिए, शुरुआत वैसे करनी है, but a stage comes in this contemplation where your mind has become so calm that even the desire for liberation is given up, because we have become subjective. The I was seeking I, or I, just like I was seeking sleep and I vanished. I, the waker, vanished when the sleep took over. So is there anyone to say, oh, I am sleeping now, I experience sleep now? No, there is no one there. Same way, who is there to ask? There is nothing to gain. As our Swamiji keeps saying, there is nothing to gain, nothing to lose.
Never to go.
Huh?
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. But it must, that nowhere to go, nothing to gain, nothing to lose, must click in a absolutely quiet, unshaking mind. Unshaking mind will come only when breath is unshaking or body is unshaking. They will become unshaking only when you are not interested in the world. First stage. Second, you will not get interested in the world, or you will not feel to be interested in the world in spite of living in the world. We are not saying don't, in spite of living in the world, not interested in the world, when we are clear of our destination. A car is going towards its destination. Where? 108 Triganina Road, Carnegie. Raste mein Jaguar. Oh, I wish I was a Jaguar. Then Mercedes can. Oh, I wish I was a Mercedes. Then a four-wheel. I wish I could rise higher like a SUV. Then suddenly a huge what? Limousine comes. Kash, मैं भी कभी limousine होती. Who is saying all this? Car. Stupid, isn't it? But this is what we do as we go around, go through life. One day I want to be rich. One day I want to get that car. One day I want to have so many properties. One day I will have so much money in my account. One day when the children are grown up, then I will do this. Kavada. This is what our mind does. You are not doing it. Your mind is doing it. But it does, isn't it? When this mind has given up all this, when will it give up all this? When it becomes focused on Sri Ram like it becomes focused on sleep every night. When it gets focused on sleep, there is vairagya in the mind for the waking world. You understand? Vairagya means detachment from the waking world and waking goals and waking aspirations and waking memories. Everything is ready to drop. Why we are not able to abide in Sri Ram? Because we don't have love for him like we have love for sleep every night. And if you have this technology, every night you are able to become absolutely single pointed on sleep and invoke and give up the whole world, come what may. I didn't even get up through the earthquake that happened the other day. See? So when will we fall in love? When will we be able to drop the world? Only when we will fall in love with Sri Ram. How? Like there is no tomorrow. That he is all in all for us. He is in our heart. He is the one who's seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting. He is the one who is eating. He is the one who is walking. He is the one who is speaking. He is the one who is everything. He is alone everything. God, please reveal yourself to me. Just like you say, please sleep, take over now. I had enough. I'm tired. I'm exhausted of thinking about this world. How long is Swamiji going to speak? I'm tired. Sleep. Let Swamiji finish quickly. Yes, kids must be thinking that way. See. Oh, single pointedly we have to focus on, our mind has to focus on Ram. And who is Ram? Till this story began, we explained to you. Who is Sri Ram? The Paratma, the Paramatma, he's the Tattva, he's the essence of everything. He is, other than him there is nothing. With that understanding, it may not be your experience, it's okay. because mind cannot have that experience. It's okay. But let's work towards that. So here, at that time, who had finished all the jobs and he did not want anything in return as a reward for his services, and who was wise and eager to learn, acquire, and acquaint himself with the knowledge of the supreme absolute truth and the elementary truth or essence of existence, stood before the Lord Sri Ram with folded hands. Krutakaryam nirakangsham jnanapeksham mahamatim. How should we, when we want to know, what does he want to know? See, we say, who is Hanumanji?
Mukhya Prana.
Monkey. What do you say?
Mukhya Prana.
Mukhya prana. What do we say, mind? Prana has no knowledge. Prana is inert. But when we say mind is a monkey, in that term, mind is a monkey mind, continuously jumping from one topic to another topic, from one topic to another topic, isn't it? That is monkey mind. Who is Hanuman? He looks like a monkey, but he is a wise one, who is completely established in himself, who was asked by Ramchandra, hey man, why do I love you so much? What is your relationship with me? He said, when I think of myself as the body, I am your servant, Das. When I think of myself as the soul, I am a part of you, O Lord. When I think of myself as Atma, there is no difference between you and me. This is wisdom. This is wisdom. So, where is this wisdom? Where is this knowledge? This is only in the mind, no? So, Hanumanji represents that mind which has become integrated. How did he become integrated? How did this mind, monkey, or how did this Hanuman become so wise? Why other monkeys did not become wise like him?
He realized.
Utter, not realization. We have to give up realization also. Utter devotion and surrender to Lord Sri Ram. Come what may. Utter devotion. Without a doubt, without a confusion, absolute clarity. And you have to begin with ignorance. Initially you don't know, but you have to begin. That Ram Naam will fill you up with knowledge.
Satya.
हाँ, राम नाम सत्य है. तो किसकी चिता जल गई? ईगो की, अहंकार की चिता जल गई. The ego is being taken to the cremation ground. राम नाम सत्य है, राम नाम सत्य है. दूल्हा बड़ा मस्त है. हम ऐसे बोलते थे जब बचपन में देखते थे, दूल्हा बड़ा मस्त है. So this is and what is he wanting to know? He knows everything. Hanumanji knows everything. He is wise. Yet he is sitting in front of Sri Ram. He doesn't want to know anything. He wants to know the supreme truth. Because it's the right thing. Is Ram going to answer his question? Is he not going to answer? That is not the concern. Our job is, in the right frame of mind, with the right attitude, with reverence and respect, attention on the Supreme, for the benefit of humanity, meaning our mind, because whole humanity is in our mind, so that our mind, we ask this type of question. It's up to Sri Ram whether he answers or he doesn't answer, without expecting anything in return. Meaning what? About what? It's not about this question. After having done whatever service he had to do, whatever jobs Sri Ram has given him. So, what does that mean? Your mind has done whatever it had to do during the day. Now you have come here. This is like your mind has come to satsang, means your mind, Hanumanji has come to Sri Ram. And with that reverence, with that alertness, with that focus, he is sitting here. And what does he say? He says, wanting to know the knowledge of the Supreme, absolute truth, stood before him with folded hands. In the 30th verse he says, Rama Sita Muvachedam Bruhitatvam Hanumate Nishkalmashoyam Jnanasya Patram no Nitya Bhaktiman. He says, seeing him, Sri Ram said to Sita, O Sita, this fellow Hanuman is greatly devoted and dedicated to both of us. Here, Hanumanji has not even said anything. He is only having the feeling. If we are available to the Lord, Lord is more available to the devotee. Remember this. He is more eager to bless, to present himself, to give Ashirwad to the devotee. More. So here he says, dedicated to both of us, he is without sins, he is pure, righteous, and without any conceit or deceit in his mind. Therefore, these are the qualities that we must cultivate in our mind. No sin, no conceit, no hypocrisy, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, anger, greed, jealousy, hypocrisy, envy, and arrogance must be given up. What do you call? Cut it away ruthlessly from your mind. Yes, initially a little bit pain, but quickly you will get away from it. Oh, it's so difficult when I'm afraid to even think about it that there will be pain when I give these up. Chant the name of the Lord, it will automatically happen. You don't have to think about these calm, I have to give up calm, I have to give up krodh, I have to give up irsha. No, you don't have to think about these also. All you have to do is remember Ram, Ram, Ram. He will take care of everything. You think of sleep, sleep, sleep. The thought sleep, focus on sleep, takes care of the whole bloody world, waking world. Doesn't allow anyone to come and interfere. Same way. He is without sins, he is pure, righteous, and without any conceit or deceit in his mind, and is worthy of acquiring the true, essential, supreme, absolute knowledge called Gyan. Therefore, you should teach him the elementary and essential truth about my true nature. Now, in present Ramayana, in Valmiki Ramayana, you don't get this dialogue, right? You don't get this dialogue that Sita is teaching Hanumanji. So then where did it come from? Previous cycle of creation. One of the previous Chatur Yugas. See? And who is going to give the knowledge to Hanumanji? Sita ji. And Ramchandra ji is telling Sita ji, he is adept, he is qualified, he is pure, he is sinless, he is focused, he has great reverence for the truth. He is eager. You tell him my truth. What is this? Why can't Ramchandra ji speak about himself? Arrogance. And who is Ram? The one who is beyond phenomena. That which is beyond phenomena, how can he talk? He doesn't talk. He is all about, he is everything. So who talks? Shakti talks. Not witness, Shakti talks. So how does that infinite get a form? Because of the Shakti, because of the Maya. Because of her, the form comes. Because of the mind, there is a form. Because of the mind, there are thoughts. Atma cannot talk. You need the mind to communicate. Without mind, you cannot communicate. So, what is mind? Your potentiality. What is Ram's potentiality? Sita. So, how can that one without a second reality, Sri Ram, how can he talk about himself? Because he is everything in his eye, in his vision. There is nothing other than him. He doesn't see Hanumanji also separate to him. He doesn't see Sita ji separate to him. So, how can he talk about himself? Because he is everything. see the conundrum. How can he talk about anything? So he asked Sita, you tell him about me. Because Sita means mind. Mind means duality. Where there is duality, there is thought. You understand? So that's the principle here. Now, what Sita teaches Hanumanji, we'll see in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.